I have just created the order management system using AI and connecting to my backend, or rather connecting to a database where I'm storing my data. You can use a lot of things. You can use the XAMPP, using PHP my admin, Firebase, Superbase, all those. I also use them, but because I also enjoy PHP, I said let me just make tutorials of how you connect your front end from AI. Then you connect with your PHP admin database where you can store your database. And this one you can actually use it on in businesses, businesses whereby you just want to keep everything in-house and you don't want to go Firebase and Superbase. You can do that, but let's also learn some other tools out there. And because I've learned a lot of PHP throughout my years, 10 years experience, now with AI, I'm able to make my job faster. So we are going to test this quickly. The login, we are going to test this quickly just to see how it works, and then I'm going to take you through how I did everything. From AI. We are able to log in. We are able to create a new order. We can say, what can I say here? Gift William, we can say chair, anything really you want to put here. We can say true quantity, it is pending. The order is pending, we can put in the order. You see the order was added. If you go back to the database, you will see that we have added the order of Gift William, the chair, to pending. Yes, we managed to add that. We can, when the order is complete, you can go on to mark it as complete. Then the order has been completed. You check your completed orders. Here it is. If you want to also confirm from the database, you can see, let's reload the orders. The order has been completed, you see. So that is what the front end and the back end, or whatever they call the database, how it works. So we are going to do this step by step and show you how I move from the ChatGPT to using Google AI Studio to XAMPP localhost. Then from there you can always take all this and put it live out there if you want. So let's go. So now let's build our app from the beginning. We are going to use our ChatGPT to give us the prompt. I've already created the prompt. So we are going to copy it. Then we go to Google AI Studio and paste our prompt. Then we press build. Let's see what it gives us. So we will wait and wait until it has given us what we need. Then we can connect it to PHP, connect it to our database in XAMPP. We are going to use XAMPP since we are not online. We are not putting it live. We have to code from XAMPP first, making sure that everything works until we can push it to live domain and live hosting, all those nice things. But for now, let's keep on waiting. Yes, here's our login page. Now let's see what it has for us. Any email, it says it's amw@gmail.com. 1, 2, 3. Sign in. Let's expand that. Let's see what it has for us. So can we create a new order? Let's create a new order. Name it customer product. We can say a table. Quantity 1, status pending. We have pending or completed. Let's add order. Yes, the order has been added. That is great. Total orders, there are 4. Pending, 1, 2, 3. 1 is completed. So how do we now complete our order? Okay, how do we complete the order? So since we cannot complete the order now, let's go back to AI Studio. I did have another prompt that will help us to make sure that we are able to complete the order and have everything working nice. So I'm gonna paste it here. I went back to ChatGPT to tell it to give me a prompt so that we can be able to complete the order. So these are the fine tunes that you have to do after generating some UI from your Google AI Studio, just to get everything working, everything nice, and until you are able to take it to your VS Code and connect it to PHP. Okay, now here we are. Our UI has improved a little bit. We have the completed orders, which are this side. We have pending orders. So now let's mark one as complete. If we mark it as complete, it goes to completed orders, which is perfect. So now we can get our code and go and connect XAMPP and PHP databases and see how everything goes. Let's log out and see how it works. We have logged out. Perfect. So now we'll have to push it, publish it to GitHub, sign into GitHub. Let's name it projects building projects for YouTube. Yes, keep it private. So we'll go to our GitHub, reload. Let's see if we can have our project in GitHub. So here we are. We now have our project. So we'll have to download it. Code download zip. I think I can put it at desktop compressed downloads. Well, I can leave it here. Let me just leave it on compressed. Open the folder. Then here it is. We can go on to open it, extract it, extract into projects. So now the next stage is going to have to be connecting it to database using PHP, making sure that it flows, not using the mock data, making sure everything works properly so that we can deploy live and make sure that your system is working. So let's go. So now the next stage, we're going to have to download three things. We need to download XAMPP. You need to download XAMPP because I've already downloaded it. So you'll download XAMPP, you'll download VS Code, you'll download Node.js, and then you'll have to install them. I've already done all those things. It's easy to just download and install. I'm sure you can find a tutorial somewhere to do all those. It's very simple. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take my project from here. Let me rename it to OMS. Then I will take it to desktop into my projects so that I can open it properly here. Then I'm gonna open my VS Code. Here it is. This is my latest code of my website. So I'm gonna open another folder, open a folder, which is this folder, right? Select it. Now our project is opened. Yes, I trust the author. src, open index, open up, open types. We have our components. Our components, we have our login page, we have our dashboard. Then we're gonna have to install all the things we are supposed to install. Step 1, we have installed VS Code, we are good. You have installed Node.js. We can run the scripts to check if the node has been installed. Then we run this npm install. We are going to run it on VS Code right here on the terminal. If you don't have a terminal, you move it just a bit up, or you can do a new terminal. So I'm going to run that npm install to make sure we are installing all the packages that we need to run our project. We are going to wait until it finishes. Yes, seems like we have installed properly. Let's go back to see what we are supposed to do next. Once we have installed that, we need to create a folder. But let's check first the React is not being installed properly. And we are still getting some few problems. There should be something we are supposed to install. Yes, if React is still giving us a problem, we need to install this. Copy, paste, install that. Let's see if it will take care of that. Yes, perfect. That has been taken care of. So the next thing we need to do, we need to create our backend. As it says here, create a new folder backend. Let's go back to our project, new folder, backend. Yes, right on the project. Go back, let's see if our backend is there. Close that, backend folder is there. Perfect. Now we need to cd backend, right? If we are following our script here, this will create the .json file. Then we run that. So we need to cd backend, right? Change directory into the backend. Cd backend. And then now we are in the backend. So once you are in the backend, you run this, initializing this node. This is all the setup. You need to set up, make sure that everything is good. Yes, after that, we need to go back and take another one, install the required backend packages. Let's take that, paste, install. Let it also run. What will it do? Install the required backend packages. Then next step, we are going to create the server.js in the backend folder. Yes, it's done. I can go here in the backend folder. Yes, they have been created. Let me see first. Let's go back into the backend and let's create a file named server.js. There is our file, and we need to paste this inside it. Take this code. All this, you can find all this on ChatGPT or wherever. Google, you can Google how to install everything. So then here we're gonna name our database OMS, Water Management System. Then the root, the password, everything. From here we are gonna set up our XAMPP. We will set up our XAMPP and our database and everything. So that is you setting up your environment, making sure it is good to operate and do all the operations. It takes a bit of time, but if you follow the steps, they are not too much. So once you are done, we will now have to go and set up our database on XAMPP. Now the next step, we need to go back to Google AI Studio and ask it to give us the database because we cannot, we could, but it will take us time. But we do have the AI that has built the system for us, so we can go back to it and ask it to give us the database for what we have just created. So I do have the prompt. This is a prompt that I use when I create my systems. So I just edited it so that it can get us the database for the OMS that we are creating. So you go back to it, you paste this, and you run it. It will create the database for us. This database, we are going to take it and put it into our PHP MyAdmin, which is from XAMPP. Then we can start doing our PHP APIs and make sure we are able to log in, we are able to have users, all those things that makes the system work. So we wait until we have our database, then we can go on to XAMPP. Oh, here it is. It didn't take too long. So here we have our database. We have our database for management systems. Yes, user handles authentication. Users, create the table users. Yes. Insert into. Yes. So what we can do, you copy this. Copy it. Go to your notepad. Create a new and paste it. Once you've pasted it, you save it. Let me save only one. Save this one. And we can name it. Let's go here. My projects into OMS. Let's name it OMS.SQL. Yes, it's an SQL. Let's check it again if it's proper. So we have two tables, I believe, orders and the users table. Yeah, because we are able to have a user and the orders. Those are the two tables that we have. So now we are going to take this and put it into our XAMPP when we create our database. So let's do that. So to do that, we'll go to where we have installed our XAMPP, which is here, XAMPP. Then we will have to open it. I will run it as admin. Run as admin. Let's see what it does. Then we start the MySQL. Perfect. They've started properly. We can go on. I do have one that I was using for my other project. So we can open. So our XAMPP is opened, localhost, PHP MyAdmin. If we are opening it for the first time, so now we're going to create our database. New. Then we create the database, OMS, create. After we have created the OMS, now we need to import that database. Remember this one. We need to import it. So we're going to go back to where our database is, my projects, OMS. We're going to have to, where is it? OMS SQL. Import. If it imports well, it will say success. That means it is perfect. Now the big job has been done. Our database is good. Our environment has been set. Let's check it. We do have our two tables, like we said, the users. Here is one user. Where is the other one? The order. Yes, there's our orders. Perfect. Now we can get to our coding, connecting our database and our front end. Let's do that. Now, in order to make sure that our database is running and our front end is able to run on the browser, we need to run this too. Let's go back here. We need to run this. Yeah, that's what happens when we are running the React and the XAMPP. to make sure we are running both. Let's get another terminal. Yes, this one. We will run the front end. If it's good, it will show us that it is running properly. So that's good. Let's check if our back end is also running properly. If we are getting an error, then there's something wrong. So to run the back end, node server, make sure that the back end is OMS into the back end folder. So let's see if it can run. If it's properly, it will tell us it is connected. If not, we shall get an error. Oh yeah, we did not copy everything for the back end. Let me close this and then I will recopy this properly. Supposed to copy everything here all the way to here. Copy paste. Then your job is to go here, change this to OMS. Then you save, and then that is when we can go back to run the back end terminal, new terminal, cd back end. Yes. Now let's run this node server.js to make sure our database is running. Yes, connected to database. Perfect. That means everything is working nicely now. Now we can go on to make sure that we run our PHP APIs to connect the back end and the front end. That is what we are going to do, and we are going to have our ChatGPT to help us do that. So let's do that. We are going to log in. We're going to do the login, and then we'll do all the order, inserting the new order and retrieving the order. Yeah, I think those are the two things that we will be doing. Let's go. Now we are going to have to create a file called dbconnect. This file will help us to connect the database and the front end. So what we are going to do, I will go here first into here, and I will create a folder called PHP APIs. PHP APIs. Yeah, AP or API, just API, PHP API. This is where we are going to keep all our PHP APIs. That will help us to interact with the database. So for us to create the dbconnect, we can ask ChatGPT. So let's go to ChatGPT to give us the script to connect. I will write something quickly. Perfect. Now we've got our script, so we can copy it, and then we are going to go here, go to the PHP API and paste our script. Create the new file, name it db_connect. Or PHP, let's rename .php because it's a PHP file, right? So we are going to paste that script, and already it is OMS, it's perfect. Our dbconnect is perfect. Once we have connected, we can go back to ChatGPT and give us the login script, because now we need to log in. Let's go back to ChatGPT to give us the login script. Okay, now that then we go on to copy the, where is that file? The login is here. Login page. We copy it, we give it to ChatGPT so that it can give us the proper login.php script. Let's see what it does. Yes, your login is currently fake, so we'll now replace with PHP. Yes, I'll give you a clean login.php. Connect using DB. Yes, I need to assume your table structure for now. I'm assuming something like if we check our users table, yes, we have email and password. So email password is good. We can give our ChatGPT our structure just for it to be sure that it gives us proper where is that SQL? Here it is. So let's give it all this so that it gives us a proper script. Here is our database with tables. So that it knows exactly what to give us. So we must fix your login properly using, yes, final copy and paste. You currently have, yes, it will not work. Fix a real admin user password. Okay, let's copy this. I'll get back to that one. Copy. We'll need to create a new login.php because as you see, login.php. So you go into your API, PHP API, new file, login.php. Paste it inside. Yes, it's pasted. Then let's see what else it's saying to us to make sure that we are able to log in, right? Very important issue in your database seed. You currently have admin.example. Yes, this password is just a place. Yes. Create the real admin user password. Run this once. Yes, I will do that and make sure that everything is running. Then I'll come back and do the login.